Hello students, welcome back. I hope all of you are doing great. So, I'm here again back with our chapter 4, the story of Dr. Dolittle. So, let's begin. So, in our last class, we read that Dr. Dolittle, because of his meager income, he was becoming poorer and poorer. Okay, so let's begin from page number 58 from then, second paragraph. Then he sold his piano and let the mice live in a bureau drawer, but the money he got for that too began to go, so he sold the brown suit he wore on Sundays and went on becoming poorer and poorer. And now, when he walked down the street in his high hat, people would say to one another, "There goes John Dolittle, MD. There was a time when he was the best known doctor in the West Country. Look at him now. He hasn't any money and his stockings are full of holes." But the dogs and the cats and the children still ran up and followed him through the town, the same as they had done when he was rich. It happened one day that the doctor was sitting in his kitchen talking with the cat's meat man who had come to see him with a stomachache. "Why don't you give up being a people's doctor and be an animal doctor?" asked the cat's meat man. The parrot Polynesia was sitting in the window looking out at the rain and singing a sailor's song to herself. She stopped singing and started to listen. "You see, doctor," the cat's meat man went on, "you know all about animals, much more than what these vets here do. That book you wrote about cats, why, it's wonderful. I can't read or write myself, or maybe I would write some books, but my wife, Theodosia, she is a scholar, she is, and she read your book to me." "Well, and she read your book to me. Well, it's wonderful. That's all can be said. Wonderful. You might have been a cat yourself. You know the way they think and listen. You can make a lot of money doctoring animals. Do you know that? You see, I would send all the old women who had sick cats and dogs to you. And look, all the farmers around about who had lame horses and weak lambs, they would come. Be an animal doctor." When the cat's meat man had gone, the parrot flew off the window onto the doctor's table and said, "That man's got sense. That's what you ought to do. Be an animal doctor. Give the silly people up if they haven't brains enough to see you're the best doctor in the world. Take care of animals instead. They'll soon find it out. Be an animal doctor." So, Dr. Dolittle was getting poorer and poorer, and since why? Because his earning became too less to survive. He had to sell his piano and let the mice live in the drawers. But that money is also finished. Then what happened? He sold his brown suit which he used to wear on Sundays, but nothing could stop him from getting poorer and poorer. So now people seeing him outside said that once he used to be a doctor, but now he had no money left and his stockings were also torn. One day Catmeat's man came to him with a stomachache, and he suggested him to give up being a people's doctor and instead he must become an animal's doctor. The parrot of Dr. Dolittle, Polynesia, I hope you all can remember, was also there. So, why did the cat's meat man think that Dolittle could become a good animal doctor? Because his wife read a book which was written by Dr. Dolittle, and the book was all about cats. And the book was wonderfully written. And Cat Meets Man said Dolittle had the power to understand the feelings of animals so well that he should give up being a human doctor and start taking care of animals. All people with their sick pets would come to him, and this proposal was also supported by Polynesia. Okay, Doolittle's pattern. Okay, so today I'm keeping up to this. I hope you have understood the story till I've taught. So, meeting you again in the next class. Till that time, practice reading because it's also very important. So, take care of yourself and thank you.